Okay guys, this is Erados12 here and back with a tutorial, and this keeps happening. Like I'm trying to record and it's a lot. Anyways, let's just focus on making what's part of the tutorial, which is the class GUI. So, without further ado, let me get started on the local script. We're doing client side right now. We'll see if we have enough time for server side. So we do local class chooser class chosen equals game replicated storage dot class chosen dot remote service dot class chosen, and then local classes, we do classes in the table, equals script parent get children, and then for underscore v in pairs. In fact, let me back this up a little bit so you can actually see it better. In pairs classes do v dot mouse button click connect, and you put an event handler here function, and then you do game dot replicated storage dot remote service dot actually no, you don't do that. You would just use class chosen fire server, and then you do v dot name. Now here's a serious problem that we had with the last recording that actually got scrapped. The last recording didn't have a way to actually delete the GUI once you were finished. So here's how that's going to work. Class GUI would be script dot parent dot parent. It's 1, 2, 3. Just make that 3. Let me see that parent. So it'll be parent destroy. So now we know what that does. So now let's test that out. Just waiting. Hold on. Okay, now here's the next thing that I'm going to show you. Click one of these buttons, right? Well, here's the problem. It's not a member of text button. So I made an error. Okay. When you approach errors, make sure you fix them, because I have a lot to tell about what happened back in 2014 when it comes to someone not fixing the admin and making it work. So it's their fault. Now I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to take this and put it up there, and now I'm going to do dot classes, and there we go. If this works, then that's the client side. If it doesn't, oh wait, forgot. There's one thing I actually have to fix, and that would be this part. Fire server gone. Now let's try it. Now the reason why they have mouse button 1 click and mouse button 2 click is because there's 2 buttons you can click on the mouse. So obviously. So now you see how it works. You don't see the GUI anymore. Same thing, so on and so on. So let me just adjust a few things here. Sorry about that. This mouse is kind of weird. There, now you can see it better. Now, if we go out, this is what we're going to do next. Since there's enough time, we are going to show you the server side. So the server side is supposed to use this. So let's insert a script. A script, yes. A script, come on. Script. And now when we do the script, right, we're going to make sure we do one thing. Game, located storage, remote service dot class chosen dot on server event connect, and then when you put anything into a server side part of the remote event, you do player. I'll just do PLR just for insurance purposes, and I would do class. Now here's a very important thing to know about this. What class is, it's always uppercase. It's the button names. So when you do this, make sure you know another thing. The class is to be put inside of a string value object in order for it to be saved. And it has to be saved as well in the data store so that you can be able to access it later so that players can be able to play the FPS part of the game, or FPS RPG, which is what we're making here. So let's get started on this part. So if plr.class does not equal nil, then let me put else down here. So then plr.class.value equals class. Else plr.class, actually not that, you do local class equals instance dot new string value player or PLR, and then you would do class dot name equals class dot value equals class, which is lowercase. Now let's test it. I believe it should work. Still got a lot of time to go, so we're fine. So now we need to get started. Okay, now let's see how it works. This class is not a valid member of player. So what does that mean? Well, that means we forgot to do a very important thing for the server side of anything. Wait for child. You gotta make sure that happens first. Because if you don't have some way to wait on it, whether it's repeat wait until this, or player.wait for child or anything like that, then you're gonna have a problem, because then it's not gonna show up that quickly like it would do on a test server. But if you did it on a solo test server. Now, it looks like it should have worked, so let's see what happened. Apparently we've got players, player 1, and okay, I believe it didn't get created. I mean, it should have worked, but who knows. I don't think it got created on the server. Well, there's a problem. So let's actually fix that. Class chosen fire server v.name, and we do that. So if it equals nil, you would do this, and then you would do plr.class.value equals class. Basically, that's how you would fix it. You want to make sure that it only does this once. So in the next tutorial, we will be focusing on giving out a uniform to the character when they select a class. Now remember one thing about Saberfront. Jedi never ever have to use uniforms. They can use whatever appearance they want. But if it's a Sith, not a Sith. If it's a Sith, then they have to have dark clothes. Or such and such, whatever. Like, they can have whatever they want. But if it's a clone or a battle droid, they have to have their own mesh. Have to have a set mesh and some other things. So yeah, let me see if I can fix this. I think I know the problem. It works, but the problem is we're not using the right parameters. Player, not PLR, should be used. Player, and same thing goes here. So yeah, let's get started. Let's get started on testing it. So now we gotta figure out if it's working. So that means you would have to do just this, Jedi, and then when we look at the players, player 1, he still doesn't have it. So, what does that indicate? Well, it indicates that there is another problem. Class chosen is not firing on the server. And we know what server script service is supposed to do. It's supposed to help the script run it. So, what does that mean? We could do find first child. Maybe we'll just do find first child. First child. Maybe that would be quicker. Yeah, I believe so. So let's see here. Jedi. Okay. And it worked. It worked perfectly. So now they got a class. So, that is all we have for today, folks. And if you want, you can leave a like, comment, or even subscribe if you want to. And next tutorial we will be doing uniforms. So that's all, folks. Cheers.